everyone, this is Fiddle Hackerager Raven, and I'm back with my Geekiary News Briefs, where I quickly go over some of the stuff that happened in geek and pop culture that you should know about. So let's start. First off, I know it's been way too long since I did a Geekery News Brief video, but I'm here and I really hope that June went okay for a whole lot of you guys. We recently at the Geekery did an entire webcast where we talked about queer representation in media. We ended up sharing a whole lot of stuff that we discovered last year that has well-written queer representation. So if you guys want to know certain stuff that we recommend that you watch, including movies, TV shows, comics, manga, and more, then check out the webcast. I'll have all of the links down in the comment section below. While Hollywood and the rest of the world is still trying to figure out how to handle the current pandemic, news has been slow. I'll be talking about Ray Fisher. So for those of you who don't know, Ray Fisher plays Cyborg in the Justice League movie, and he ended up tweeting about he tweeted that Joss Whedon's on-set treatment of the cast and crew of Justice League was gross, abusive, unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. He was enabled in many ways by Jeff Johns and John Berg. Accountability is greater than entertainment. Now, Ray Fisher has been talking about his experience shooting the Justice League movie during the past few days, and I guess a whole lot of you already know that HBO Max has given the green light to Zack Snyder to put up his Justice League cut on the HBO Max streaming service. So, yeah. I can kind of understand where Ray Fisher is coming from, because according to reports, and especially according to YouTuber Grace Randolph, Ray Fisher in Zack Snyder's cut had a big role, but then Jeff Johns came in after Snyder experienced a very unfortunate incident in his family, and he had to take a break from filming. Apparently, the report goes that even though Snyder only wanted to take a break from filming, Warner Bros. Decided to fire him from his own project, and Jeff Johns brought in Joss Whedon, and it was like, because Joss Whedon had directed the highly successful Avengers movie, that's the play that Jeff Johns used to get him the Justice League cut. And that's why, and Joss Whedon ended up directing the Justice League movie, and we all know how that did at the box office. So apparently a whole lot of people weren't happy, but now with the Snyder cut coming back, Ray Fisher has been taking these moments to share his experiences. And you know what? The fandom kind of knew that Joss Whedon didn't treat everyone right on set, so this isn't a surprise. So let's see how the Snyder cut does when it's released on HBO Max come 2021. As far as Joss Whedon is concerned, as far as my opinion goes, he's the kind of director who hasn't developed his skill according to the times that we are living in. He didn't learn stuff, and again, that's just my opinion, because if you guys, yes, he created Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was great. That was great for its time. And Joss Whedon kind of falls under the Michael Bay umbrella, where Michael Bay still hasn't changed his style. It's still the same old with Michael Bay, and it's still the same old with Joss Whedon. And as far as I know, Joss Whedon hasn't directed any big movie since Justice League. He has been working on TV shows, but no big movies. So that kind of tells that there's something up with Joss Whedon and his style of directing. Talking about directors, Halle Berry's directorial debut, Bruised, will be premiering on the upcoming Toronto International Film Festival 2020, and it's in September. And I'm really excited to see how Halle Berry fares when it comes to in Hollywood as a director. And I'm really excited for her movie. The other thing that I wanted to talk about has to deal with games. Now, The Last of Us Part 2 ended up being released, and I've played it. I did an entire review of it for the Geekiary. The link to that will be down in the comment section below. Now, even before this game was released, a whole lot of spoilers leaked, and Yeah, the gaming community, we know it's very homophobic, it's very transphobic, it's very toxic overall. So, of course, people use those leaks to share their opinions about homophobia and anti queer opinions. And yeah, this game ended up facing a whole lot of backlash even before it was released. And people were saying that this game won't do as well as the first game because apparently, what's that nonsense word? Go get woke, go broke, or whatever that nonsense is. People were chanting that online. However, the sales numbers are in, and yeah, it turns out that The Last of Us Part 2 ended up selling more than 4 million copies worldwide, becoming the fastest selling PlayStation 4 exclusive. It even beat the previous game record holder, which was Marvel Spider-Man 3 and even God of War 3. So that just goes to show that even though a whole lot of people use Twitter to share their anti-LGBTQ opinions and transphobia, when it comes to the real world, people don't really care about a whole lot of stuff, especially in the gaming community. So yeah, good for The Last of Us 2, breaking records, even though I didn't enjoy playing it. It was reported that there's a new Harry Potter RPG in the works, and apparently it's set to be released in late 2021 for PlayStation 5, Xbox, and the Xbox Series X. And I think it was reported by Bloomberg. And apparently it's supposed to be an open world game, and there were a few rumors and footage was leaked back in 2018, and according to sources that leak is true. However, the details of the plot aren't true. Now that's all well and good. Of course, a whole lot of people are waiting for an actual enjoyable Harry Potter game. However, whenever you're going to talk about Harry Potter, you have to talk about J.K. Rowling. Now, J.K. Rowling, over the past couple of weeks, has been using her Twitter platform to share certain anti-trans and TERF opinions, and yeah, it's not going over well with the fandom, and we actually did an entire article about the situation. It's an amazing read. I implore you to go and read it. I'll leave the link to that down in the comment section below. And like a couple of days ago, there was this debacle between J.K. Rowling and the author Stephen King. And yeah, at first it felt like that Stephen King was supporting J.K. Rowling's anti-trans opinions, and then someone else came in and they directly asked Stephen King about what he thinks about the trans community. And Stephen King just wrote that yes, trans women are women. And J.K. Rowling, who previously tweeted about her love for Stephen King and how she's a huge fan of Stephen King, she ended up deleting that tweet. And it just goes to show that J.K. Rowling, I'm not really sure what's going on in J.K. Rowling's mind. I think that she's in this small echo chamber, and she's kind of realizing that the echo chamber she's inside is very small. The entire Harry Potter cast are not siding with her. No one is actually siding with her, and it seems like she's desperate to gain the support of other famous people like Stephen King. When Stephen King first retweeted her tweet, of course, you can tell that she was very happy that someone of his caliber was supporting her, but then it turned out that he wasn't actually supporting her, and now she's, I guess, disappointed about it. Yeah, it's a mess. And yeah, coming back to the Harry Potter game that's in the work, according to sources, they had to share that J.K. Rowling's involvement in the upcoming project is very minimal, and I'm like, ooh, when you have to say that about a project that's from an IP, and you're saying that the creator of that IP is not involved in it. Yeah, they are trying to do some damage control, because of course the developers who are working on this game, it makes sense that they are worried about the backlash that the game might receive after what J.K. Rowling tweeted, and after all of the things that she has already tweeted. And it will be interesting to see how the game will be received. Also, Warner Bros. Is working on Fantastic Beasts 3, so it will be interesting to see how that movie does. As far as my opinion goes, I'm just going to say that if you are someone who supports the trans community, and if you are someone who doesn't agree with what J.K. Rowling said, I would implore that you don't buy the game or you don't support anything Harry Potter in a manner that will put more money into J.K. Rowling's pocket. It's just my opinion. If I can't stop you all from playing this game or from buying the Harry Potter novels and whatnot or merchandise, so it's just my opinion that if you believe in trans rights, then I would assume that you are the type of person who wouldn't support J.K. Rowling or who wouldn't support anything that earns J.K. Rowling more money. Coming to the YouTube drama side of things, whoa, if you guys have been keeping up with it, it's an entire mess involving Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, Tati Westbrook, and James Charles, and I'm not really sure what to say about it, especially because it seems to be an ever changing situation. Uh, a whole lot of bad stuff regarding Shane Dawson resurfaced. It included racist jokes, it included jokes involving underage children. Even Jada Smith and Jaden Smith tweeted about it. YouTube has suspended ad money from all of Shane Dawson's channels on the platform. Apparently, it's a temporary ban; it's not permanent. And then yesterday, Tati ended up sharing a video in which she basically ended up saying that she was manipulated in creating the Bi Sister video by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, and she apologized to James Charles, and James Charles did accept her apology, and she basically threw Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star under the bus, and Shane Dawson, who for some reason hasn't reacted to all of the videos about his racist jokes and all of the videos about underage children and what Jaden and Jada Smith tweeted about. He didn't react to any of it. However, when Tati's video came out, he went on Instagram Live and he gave this weird, crazy reaction on Instagram Live. And then his fiancee, Ryland Adams, tweeted about how Tati is being manipulative and how she's two-faced, how she is a liar. And at this point, I'm not really sure who to trust. I think all of these YouTubers are in trouble. However, I would also say that Tati's story kind of makes sense because it also falls with Blair White's video that she shared about Jeffree Star and how Jeffree Star gets off on blackmailing other people and holding stuff that he can use to blackmail other people down the line. So there's definitely something going on. And it's very weird that Jeffree Star hasn't spoken about it at all. He hasn't come to support Shane Dawson publicly. And according to Tati's video, she thinks that Jeffree Star is creating a big video and he's going to come for everybody. He's going to show the receipts. He's going to show the blackmail material that he has. So, yeah, it's an ever-evolving situation, and I don't really have any opinions on it because if I share an opinion, things might come out that might make me change my opinion, and I don't want to take sides. So it's messy. It's not even messy per se. It's serious now. This is some serious stuff. So yeah, also I would urge you guys to watch this explanation video from the YouTuber Dr. Todd Grande, and he analyzed Tati Westbrook's latest apology video. And as someone who has an academic background in psychology, I enjoyed listening to Dr. Todd Grande, and I do agree with him that even though Tati is saying that she was manipulated by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, that she was greenlit by them, not greenlit, that she was gaslit by them, it all comes down to how, in a majority of cases, a person allows themselves to be manipulated, especially if it involves doing something that they already wanted to do. So, like, you can tell that Tati wanted to make that Bi Sister video. So, yeah, like I said, it's a weird situation. According to YouTuber Angelica Oles, forgive me for not being able to pronounce her last name correctly. So, according to Angelica, she said that according to Angelica, that Tati created that Bi Sister video because she thought Also because Shane and Jeffree implied that or said that to her, that when she makes the Bi Sister video, it will allow other victims of James Charles to come forward. And Tati decided to make that video because she wanted to open the doors for other alleged victims. But when that didn't happen, that's when Tati realized that no, she ended up getting played by Shane and Jeffree. Also, Tati said that according to her, Jeffree is a co-owner of Morphe, and that's why he wanted James Charles out of the way, so that Jeffree's palette with Shane could do better. And it's a mess. And Tati is using legal services, and yeah, I guess the entire world is now waiting for Jeffree to say something. But while the James Charles stuff is different, I think that currently no one can show their public support for Shane Dawson, especially because all of those jokes regarding underage kids, that's something that no one would want to be associated with. So let's see what happens. That's that for the current Geekiary News Briefs. I'm going to try and share more news briefs with you, but no promises. There's a whole lot of stuff for us to cover on the Geekiary and a whole lot of other videos to make. But yeah, I'm going to try. I'm really interested in seeing how this Shane Dawson and Jeffree and Tati and James situation will pan out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys later.